discuss the basics of instructional planning. Okay, may I have two questions to all of you. Have you tried going out with friends and plan? What have you experienced along the way? Did you enjoy your travel? Whatever the has to your travel, one thing evident is planning is always important. The same concept goes of teaching and learning process. There are the cycle of the learning process begins in. Number one is, next. The number one is begins in planning. Planning is teachers try to think of all things to be considered. The planning is every nuances that may happen before and during the discussion. The second is implementation. This states where the plan lesson will be delivered to the class, which is meaning to say the implementation. This is the time for the discussion on what inside in the lesson plan. And the next is assessment. The assessment is where the teachers all gather data in order and move up to the planning once again for an enhanced instruction. Okay, the assessment is this is the time for the teacher the more analyzing or review in what have been topic discussed. And now let's proceed to the next topic about the importance of lesson plan. And letter A, higher chance of achieving learning activities. Teachers have already anticipated outcomes for the lessons. Okay. In this way, they will know how to respond to possible events that may happen. And letter B, it guides teachers and gives them a sense of direction. When teachers write a lesson plan, it does not mean that they need to memorize it. Okay. Sense of direction means they know the sequence of the lesson, and there is a lesser chance for disorganize the lesson. Speaking of lesser, there have a little bit or changes for the lesson that you can do the lesson about the lesson plan. And the next is letter B. Letter C is it ensures lessons organization. In planning, teachers to select teaching approaches and strategies that are aligned with the instruction objectives. Okay, this is so that teachers can also prepare for instruction whenever there are activities during the discussion. Okay, understand? Okay, let's proceed to the letter D. It encourages teachers to project on possible outcomes. Planning makes the teacher's visionary. Okay. And the letter D is this enables the teacher to develop in them creativity and problem-solving skills that relevant to teaching. And the letter E is it eliminates time wasted. Time is very precious, especially to the teacher. Speaking of time wasted, that's why the teachers will prepare lesson plan to ensure time management. Okay, next is parts of a lesson plan. Okay, this discussion is all about the parts of a lesson plan. Okay, letter A, before lesson plan. This part of the lesson plan includes the preliminary activities. Okay. Before lesson plan, there have an activities about such as praying or checking of attendance, also called as routinary activities. Starting with the prayer, and the next is checking of attendance. And the essential elements in this part is include letter A, review the past lesson where teachers re-examine the learner's retention. Letter B, repetition, which is the start up or warm up of part of the lesson. And letter C, statement of new lesson's objectives. Okay. Which is this essential elements of parts is about in Tagalog, of course, is pagbabalik sa now. Once motivate the all children to getting an idea in what is the new topic we are tackled or discussed about the teacher. And the next is part of lesson plan is letter B is lesson proper. This is the middle part of the lesson where maturity of instruction time is sure. Okay, lesson proper. This time is there are in this stage the materials are using for the teacher to the class. Like for example, the teachers giving lectures or demonstrating on other materials that needed to discuss for more idea to all the students. And the next is after the lesson. Okay, after the lesson. The last part includes the generalization of the new lesson where students are to memorize what they have learned. Okay, in this part, after the lesson, it is relevant also to the teachers. Teachers to evaluate the lesson for improving, for the purpose of improving to the lesson and the other lessons to come. And the next topic is discussed by Mr. Melo.
Good afternoon, everyone. In continuation of Mr. Meljon Cariana's reporting, my topic for this afternoon is the features of K-12 curriculum. Letter A is spiral progression. Approach follows a spiral progression of content, which means that they learn concept to repeatedly but of different level of complexity as they move to the higher grades. Example is lessons should be spiral progression, meaning that at early stage learners learn the basic concept as a learning progression, and of course he or she understand advanced concept. Example, we cannot teach the children how they read without discussing the first of the letters. Another example is we cannot solve the problem if we don't know what is the solution, and we cannot proceed to the practice teacher if we are not exposed to the principles of the teaching. And in that end, teachers strictly follow the so-called curriculum guide to identify what is the particular lesson to be discussed in a particular learning area. Okay, and letter B, construct design. It is a learning theory that says that learning construct knowledge instead of just receiving information passively. Another example of that is teachers allow students to think what is the topic or what is the lesson should the teacher teach in that subject or in that day. And students are given a chance to creatively think, and when the teacher gives the challenging activity, it also relates the theory of John Dewey, and which is learning by doing. Example, learning to drive without taking a drive lesson, learning from our experience. Next. The next is methodology. Differentiate instruction recommends the use of varied instructional approaches and strategies to cater the different needs of the learners. The use of the various teaching strategies is to cater the needs of the learners based on the multiple intelligence. As a teacher, we have more sensitive needs to our learners. We teachers are careful for what we're going to teach or what we're going to say about our children. Is we don't know what is the our children are going to go to the school if they are in good mood or in a bad mood.
Components of K-12 curriculum, there are also things to consider in making lesson planning. One is that content. Content, as the teachers, you are expected to be expert in your content, of course, because the content acts as the backbone of any learning experience. It gives the necessary information and guidance for the learners to grasp new concepts, acquire skills, and broaden their understanding of the subject matter. And the second one is the objective, which is objectives are the core planning. This describes what are expected among our learners. Objectives is what the teacher wants the children to have learned or achieved by the end of the lesson. That is very crucial, because after of the discussion, you will be able, if the children really understands about your topic. The third one is the classroom environment. Classroom environment is not limited to the physical building, but has more to do that. Classroom environment is a blend of the social and emotional and instructional elements of your class. Research shows that many aspects of your classroom environment can affect students' motivation, and that students who are more motivated. Next, materials. Materials have a lot to say when it comes to selecting teaching strategies. Of course, materials are very important because some of the students may not understand about the topic, and they prefer to understand when there is a visual on your topic. Next one is the teacher. Teacher, it is also important to consider your own capabilities, your strengths and weaknesses as a teacher. So as a teacher, you should know your strengths and weaknesses so that you can deliver your topic well, and your student may understand your topic very well. Thank you, and that's all.
Okay, our summarization about our topic in the basics of instructional planning is all about instructional process, like begins in planning, implementation, and assessment. Which is the implementation and the planning is you can plan before and during the discussion. The second is implementation, which is implement, which means discuss the topic and what inside the lesson plan. And the third is assessment. The teacher is more on analyzing or review. And the next is the importance of lesson plans from into the types of importance that should be involved to know and needed to, especially for the teachers once they are teaching. And the next is parts of a lesson plan. There are 3 parts of lesson plan that were discussed about the ordinary activities from such as praying or checking the attendance until the end of the class. And the third is about for features of K-12 curriculum, which is under the letter is spiral progression, constructivism, and differentiated instruction. And the next
summarization is the things to consider in making lesson plan. So in making lesson plan, you should first consider the content, the objective, the classroom environment, the materials, the teachers, And